Oh, man. Evolution has been so good. And you got Io and Rhea just killing each other right now, man. One of them's about to get this. Wait, what? Oh, my God. They didn't proceed with caution. We got to cash in. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to 1, 2, ooh. And I'm just going to say it. Hold my energy drink because it has been a crazy week in the world of wrestling. From Naomi cashing in and becoming the women's champion to Cody going pure Smeagol hunting for that gold to the return of the OTC. Let's get into it. But before we do, I want to thank everyone who has subscribed to my channel so far. Please, if you can take the time to hit that like, drop a comment, and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you never miss an episode of 1, 2, ooh. If you love wrestling, I know you're going to love my content. But now let's get into it. Let's start with Naomi. The glow is gone and proceed with caution has arrived. Naomi cashes in during the Io and Ripley match, which I did not see coming. And honestly, we probably should have. She is such a chaotic character, and I love this swerve with her cashing in. I thought it was the perfect end to Evolution. It left a lot there. And when you really look at it, her coming over to Raw and winning this title, there's so many people for her to feud with. There's so many matches we can have now. And I'm so excited for this to happen. I thought this was booking brilliance. I thought, once again, Triple H showing a genius move here where we didn't expect it to happen, and it did. And that's the fun of wrestling, man. I absolutely love that they made that call, and Naomi is such an awesome character. This new unhinged version of her is so much fun, and we are in for nothing but a good time. And does this potentially lead to Jade beating Tiffany in these two meeting at Crown Jewel? I don't know, but I'm here for the ride, and I'm going to tell you now, the entire women's division needs to proceed with caution. Next story I want to jump into is the Seth Rollins injury, because I gotta say, at Saturday night's main event, when my man Seth went down, I thought, wow, this is probably the worst injury that could happen for the WWE right now, because Seth is such a massive part of the story, and he's Mr. Money in the Bank. If this is a work, this is absolutely a masterpiece because of the way they made the injury look at Saturday night's main event. It seemed like everyone was as shocked as you could possibly be. It seems as real as possible. But then, right after the event, all of a sudden we keep talking about this MRI that Seth's going to go get, but there's always a reason why he couldn't go get it. And there's these reports coming out that there was a potential Seth injury leaked to the media, which now makes me think, is this a huge play? Is this a huge work? Is this just leading up to a SummerSlam cash-in from him against CM Punk? Because the minute CM Punk won that and became the number one contender, it really has me leaning to the side that this has to be a work. Seth had one of the greatest cash-ins of all time, and when he won this originally, I thought, man, he's got to try and one-up that cash-in. That's going to be very difficult to do. What better way to do it than either have him disappear for quite some time, cash in and screw over CM Punk at SummerSlam, or even have him gone and disappeared for some time and he returns and cashes in at the end of John Cena's run. Either way, you're going to get a great cash in here, but something tells me this knee injury isn't as serious as they're leading us on to believe it is. I do think there might be something wrong, but I just don't think it's as big as it is. But kudos to Seth, finding a way that even in his injury, he is all over every single channel. Everyone's talking about this injury. Seth Rollins, probably one of the biggest stories in wrestling right now. I truly hope, if it's real, that my man is getting better and is going to be 100%, because I love having Seth Rollins in the ring and wrestling. But man, just too much is telling me that something is wrong here, something is off, and we're going to see the visionary back in the ring sooner than we think. The WWE has quote-unquote lost Seth Rollins. Liv Morgan is out. They needed some star power. Who better than Roman Reigns to return? Now calling himself OTC1. You can debate whether you like the name or not. I'm a big fan of just the OTC, but OTC1 has returned and is starting his return path going against Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, which makes complete sense. He's on the warpath. The WWE needed this badly. I think him coming back probably one of the biggest viral moments for the WWE. Anytime you get Roman Reigns showing up, just explodes. It just brings so much attention to the WWE. And this is going to put all eyes on SummerSlam. I'm excited for Roman Reigns to be back. I am a fan of Roman Reigns. I think some of what they do with Reigns is what they should do with groups like the Wyatt Six, where less is really more with him. Where he comes back, it really means something. He shows up, and you know it's going to be a good storyline or a big storyline, at least for the next couple of weeks, involving him. I'm understanding that they don't really have much booked for him right after SummerSlam, which is disappointing. I'd like to see Roman Reigns come back and at least run for a little bit while we have John Cena here, while you still have Cody going down this really dark path, and you could potentially involve Roman a bit. But we'll see what we get with the OTC coming back. But what a pop. This man is obviously still the biggest star in all of wrestling. So excited for him to be back and excited for him to be involved in SummerSlam. Now, an interesting part about the Roman Reigns return is it comes off the heels of Paul Heyman making a very blatant statement that Roman Reigns didn't have the balls to come back with Seth Rollins and the crew there, and that Roman Reigns was done. Then Roman returns. But Paul Heyman has also hinted at another superstar, that being the next big thing. And I'm not talking about Braun Breaker, even though he's saying Braun Breaker is. I'm talking about Brock Lesnar. Who better to return than a Brock Lesnar? You could do one of two things with him at this point. He could be a Paul Heyman guy and come out and help Paul Heyman in the absence of Seth Rollins, being a massive add to that group because he's just another beast for them to add to this faction of beasts that is led by this little weasel, Seth Rollins. Or he comes back and he's looking for the next big thing, Braun Breaker. And now you set up a one-on-one match that's going to be unbelievable. Braun Breaker versus Brock Lesnar. Who's the real next big thing? Who's the beast? And in that situation, it's such a perfect moment to let Braun Breaker go over. Let Braun Breaker start to cement himself as the future of the WWE. He's a beast. People love him. He's got that charisma. Let the man come out. Let him put to waste Brock Lesnar and let him show that he's the next big thing. It'd be huge. Or if Brock Lesnar's the new member of this group, now you have an even more dangerous faction, potentially leading to a superstar match at Survivor Series between whoever's going to take on Brock Lesnar, Bronson Reed, and Braun Breaker, and whatever their fourth man may be. If Seth is back by then, you have Seth on that team as well. You could have them go against Roman Reigns, the whole lineup, Jey Uso, Sammy. You could add anyone you want, LA Knight, whatever. It doesn't matter. You could add them all on there and have just this superstar-studded match for Survivor Series. But tell me what you think. Do you think Brock Lesnar is actually going to return? Or is this just more smoke and mirrors? Cody Rhodes has been on this silent, dark path that if you really look back on it, ever since he won the title from Roman, the signs have been there. From him using a steel chair, doing a crossroads on a steel chair and pushing it out of the ring to get a win, to him being willing to put KO through that ladder the way he did to get the win, to him attacking the injured back of Randy Orton to get the win, and now striking Cena in the head with the belt, showing that he's willing to do these dastardly things to just get that title back and get the win. I don't think there's been anything really quiet about the American Nightmare's potential heel turn. I think it's always been there, right in front of us. And right now, we are watching Cody Rhodes, this hero, the American Nightmare, really become the American Nightmare. And it's happening right before us. And at SummerSlam, I think it explodes. We are talking about the gauntlet match that CM Punk won in order to become the number one contender to take on the Ring General Gunther at SummerSlam. So I want to start off by saying, am I happy that CM Punk won? Yes, but I think we had a massive missing opportunity here. I wanted to see a promo from CM Punk, something to talk about what this means to him, why he has to win this gauntlet match tonight, how he's been screwed over so many times by Seth or Drew, everyone's in his way, but now the path is clear for CM Punk to not only get his shot, but to win the world title. And we didn't get any of that. And what made it even stranger to me was that it was Braun Breaker who came out and ran the gauntlet. He went through Penta. He went through LA Knight. He went through Jey Uso. He was just tearing through the competition until CM Punk entered last, and that's who beat Braun Breaker. It's tough for me to look at that. It feels very like role reversed, where Braun Breaker went through hell and didn't end up with the title shot, but showed what a badass he is. Meanwhile, CM Punk just kind of comes in and takes on a guy who's been through 3 other matches and gets the dub to go on and face Gunther. So I thought that was a bit strange. I thought they could have done a better job here at either building up why this matters to Punk or even making a bigger deal out of the fact that we're going to get Punk there. And maybe, I don't know, I guess in many ways it makes sense to them to let their young badass who they're trying to build up as the next big thing run through all those baby faces. It would have been a bit strange, I guess, if CM Punk is tearing through everyone, but I like that story so much more, where CM Punk had to start from the beginning of the gauntlet and work his way through beating some of his friends in order to get to the end, and then all of a sudden it's Braun Breaker who comes out. That to me would have been a way bigger situation, but I guess they're trying to protect Braun in a lot of ways. This way it's CM Punk beat him, but there was a lot of interference at the end, and ultimately Braun Breaker was exhausted. So it makes sense from that stance, I guess, but I don't know. I'm just not really a big fan of it. But I am excited that CM Punk will be taking on Gunther. I think there's a lot you can do with this match, and man, love to see CM Punk get another title reign, but we'll see what happens. Evolution, should it be a yearly PLE, or is it better off just being a special event that we do every so many years? In my opinion, I like this being a special event we do. I don't really like the idea of it being a yearly PLE, and it has nothing to do with it being an all-women's card, because honestly, it was one of the better PLE events of the year for the WWE, and I really enjoyed it. I think for me, the bigger thing is I'm not sure if it's as necessary as it used to be. Take a look at NXT. If NXT is supposed to be the future of the sport, the future of WWE, they're leaning heavily on the women's division. And I look at some of the biggest stories in wrestling right now, and a lot of them tie back to the women's division. So I think there's so much positive momentum going right now. I won't be shocked if we start seeing more WWE cards where the main event could be some of the female matches that we've been seeing out there. I mean, Stephanie Vaquer has main evented a ton of NXT PLEs, and I could see in the future her potentially having other main event matches that could end up here on PLEs for the WWE. So I don't know if I would necessarily push this as a mandatory yearly event. I don't think we need that. I love it just kind of being something special that we can break out, throw some of the nostalgia in there. They do need to get more of the legends involved. They do need to get more of the other female superstars from the past to come out and be a part of it. But for me, I think you keep this one as just a special event when it feels right, and don't force it as a yearly PLE. This week has been an absolute roller coaster in the world of wrestling, with Naomi cashing in, Roman is back, Seth is potentially out injured or maybe not injured, I don't know, Punk getting a title shot finally, and who knows, Brock might be hiding in the bushes somewhere ready to jump out and attack somebody. I don't know. But there's so much going on in the world of wrestling, and I am here for it. And not to mention, Evolution. Well, the future's female, in my opinion, and we can see that straight from NXT. So I'm excited for that, excited for what they were able to accomplish at Evolution. Let me know what you think. Was Seth's injury real? Is Naomi the next big problem on Raw? And can we agree that if Cody is officially going full-blown heel? Hit up them comments for me. Smash that like, hit the bell. Don't forget to subscribe. And catch me next time on 1, 2, ooh!